Someone's always watching me. Someone's always there. When I'm sleeping, he just hides and he stares. Someone's always standing in the darkest corner of my room. He's tall and wears a suit of black, dressed like the perfect groom. Where are you going? Why won't you stay? They might be scared of you, but I just want to play. He has no face. He hides with the trees. He loves little children when they beg and scream. Please.
Hola chicos, bienvenido a mi canal de YouTube. That was weird. Yeah, that was weird. I really have no explanation for that besides the fact that my friend wanted an intro like that. But ¿cómo han estado? How are you? I hope you guys had a safe Halloween. Yeah, that's it. Let's go on to the video. Last time I made a video, I asked you guys to ask me more questions. What do you want to know about me? So it's like a follow-up. I got some new questions. Yeah. So let's see. What is the best compliment you have ever received? The best compliment I have ever received. Well, if you know me, you know that I don't get a lot of compliments, which I'm fine with. But the best compliment I probably ever received was from my best friend when I first met him. This idiot, Joel. He complimented me, and we hadn't known each other for that long. And he called me beautiful, which of course I didn't believe, but I still, I agreed to it at the end. I was like, thank you. Yeah, and I think his compliments are like the best I ever get, because I don't know, he just like compliments everything about me for no reason. It's not like he only says I'm beautiful, like, because I don't know. When people compliment me, I always expect them to say something like physical wise to me, or like, not even if it's not a compliment, like I usually get like things about how I look. But Joel, that time he complimented me, he told me I was smart and beautiful, and like I felt that, because I was like, oh, well, like he noticed my personality too. Yeah. Have you ever been in love? I have. I've been in love. I'm still trying to get over it as of this moment. I fell in love with this guy, and I didn't realize it until I lost him. When we were friends, if we were even that, I kept on denying it to myself, and then I learned the hard way that I should have had admitted that I loved him sooner. But now, he's gone, but that's okay, because life keeps on going, and I'm okay now. Let's move on. Have you ever catfished anyone? I want to say no, but I have. There's this site, y'all probably know it. It's called Omegle. And before you say anything, I know it's a terrible site to be on. This is like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was still in middle school. I was like in 8th grade, I guess, like during the summer. I was like really bored. There's this one day, like I was really bored. I was just at home sitting down, and you know, I was like, let me go to Omegle. So I'm here downloading my app, and it's on. I'm talking to the stranger, and they're like, how old are you? And I was like, what, like, I don't know, like maybe 14 at that time, I don't know. And they asked my age, and instead of saying 14, I was like, oh, I'm like, I think I said I was like 50 something or like 60 something. I don't know. It was just for the fun of it. Like, you know, I was bored. Had nothing better to do. The guy responds back that he's like 21 or 22, I think it was. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, you know, it's cool. And and then he started being a perv, and I was like, if I really was like, you know, like a 60-something-year-old woman, like, you're still gonna be a perv with me when you're like 20-something. Like, yeah, it's so grossed out that day. So ever since, I don't do that anymore. I learned my lesson. I learned from that experience. It's never happening again. But enough of catfishing people. Let's go. Next question. Have you ever had a crush on a teacher? I have. There's this new teacher, and I had a crush on a teacher, like 8th grade, like my social studies teacher, Mr. Secosio. Oh my god, he's like, okay, but like, you know, he's currently engaged, so I moved on from that crush. There's this new teacher, Mr. Johansson. He's, oh my gosh, he's just like, I'm dying. Anyways, that's so weird saying that about my teacher, but for real, like, he's really cute, and he's young, so yeah, let's hope they never see this video, like anybody from school. But let's move on. Okay, what is the scariest thing you've ever experienced before? Now, this is a story to tell. The scariest thing I've ever experienced before was probably this one time. I was like, I wasn't really involved, but like, I was a witness to, I don't even know what to call it, to like a fight. But I was on the bus. I was going home. I came from school and I was going home, and I was just sitting there. My best friend had just gotten off the bus, and I had my headphones on, so I'm here just sitting down, just chilling. And these group of like teenage guys, they come in, and like they come in running, like in a rush, and they just like start screaming inside of the bus. And I was like, it's whatever, you know, they're guys, like it's a normal thing. And then these other group of guys are outside of the bus, out of the door, like, you know, on the other side, and they're knocking on the door like really hard. They're trying to open the door of the bus, and I started like getting alarmed. I was scared, and the guys inside of the bus, they're right next to me, and the bus is empty. There's only like 3 people in the front, and I'm all the way in the back with the guys. And you know, any smart person would have moved to the front, but you know, my dumbass is not smart, and I just sat there. I was just looking. So I'm still here with the headphones, but you know, I noticed a commotion. I'm here getting alarmed, and the guys inside of the bus that are like right next to me, they start screaming at the driver to hurry up, to like drive, and he does. So he drives, and we're on a limited bus, so like it's skipping stops, and I thought they were gonna, I guess they thought they were gonna be safe because, you know, they were like moving. But the group of guys outside of the bus, they start chasing the bus, like just chasing, because they really wanted to beat up the guys inside of the bus. And I'm getting really scared, and the guys inside of the bus are getting really scared too. And they start calling their family, like no joke. They started pulling out their phones and like calling their parents to come pick them up and whatever. And I was just like, well, damn. I'm stuck in a situation. I didn't know what to do, so I'm just still here sitting down. I'm like frozen. I can't move. And then one of them starts pulling out things, weapons, and you know, I was really scared. And they just start, they're like, we're ready to fight. Like there was this one guy, he was sitting right next to me, and he had a whole knife, and I was just like, what? I was really freaked out. And once we get to the stop, the ladies on the front, they're like old ladies, so 3 people in the front, they tell the driver to keep on going, to not stop, because, you know, we're gonna get into an accident. There's gonna be like people dying if he stops. And the driver doesn't listen. Tell me who does that. The driver just stops the whole bus. And the group of guys that were outside, they're already waiting for us at the stop. So they're waiting for the guys inside of the bus. And I started freaking out because I didn't know what to do. And I couldn't get out because, you know, I couldn't move to the front because all these guys inside of the bus are blocking the way. And I was getting freaked out. I was having a whole anxiety attack. I couldn't even breathe. I was just like really scared. And then people start, the 3 people in front of the bus, they get off the bus. They're in front, they get off the bus. And let me tell you, the driver didn't do anything. He wasn't like, let the young lady pass or anything. No, he just left me back there. And I'm here like freaking out. And then one of the guys from the outside of the bus, they try to open the door of the bus. And they're making it. They're just opening the bus. And I counted in my head to 3. And I pushed the door open. And I ran outside. And I can't even remember it. I pushed the door, I ran, but one of the guys that were outside, they like pushed me, and the guy that was in back of me, he kind of like used me as protection to like run the other way. So like I'm here like being pushed by the front and the back, and I ended up like tripping forward, and like I hit myself with like the fence that was at the building. It was a whole mess. I was hurt, but like at that point I didn't even care. I just like I was like, you know what, it's just a few scratches on my arms, I'm fine. I ran, and I started like, once I was out of the streets, like I could hear the sirens of the police cars coming, and they were going because, you know, people, they were fighting, they were just hitting each other, all the guys. I saw the fight and everything. But I kept on moving on. I just kept on running. I didn't want to get involved. And what happened was that I kept on walking, and I'm here like freaking out, and I'm crying in the streets, and this guy sees me crying, and he literally stares at me for like a whole minute, and then he walks away. I was just like, you're not gonna help me, you're not gonna do anything. I'm here like my hands are shaking, and I'm trying to call my parents, and like I called my mom, and I'm like, Mom, can you pick me up? Like, I'm really freaked out. I was just in this whole incident. It's like, I'm gonna die. And she freaked out, and then my dad comes, and he brings me home. It was a whole mess, and I think that was the scariest thing I've ever experienced. And ever since, I don't like sitting at the back of the bus. I don't like being on the bus by myself. I just don't like buses anymore. But I don't like trains either, so I'm still taking the bus. But yeah, that's something I really don't want to ever experience ever again in my life, because almost died. But you know, I'm fine now. Everything's fine. Yeah. So let's move on from that experience, because you know, that was really not a good one. Yeah, that's it for the questions. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to know anything else about me, just leave the questions in the comment thingy. No, I don't. Why was that so hard to say? Anyways, yeah, just leave your questions in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Yeah. Bye bye. Guess what? I met a fan. I met a fan yesterday. Her name is Isabel. Really interesting girl. She told me about her experience at watching my YouTube channel. She told me that at first she didn't think it was gonna be good.
I can't
She
even.
thought it was gonna be really awful.
Thanks.
And
I'll try.
I have proof of this. I have her recorded. She told me this in my face, guys. It's okay though, cause she told me that it wasn't bad, and that made me really happy. But no, that's a joke, guys. She's not. I mean, let's say she's a fan, but not really. She's just one of my friends that I hadn't been talking to for like a while, and she told me that she thought my channel was gonna be really bad when she first started seeing that I was gonna make a channel, and then she confessed that she didn't think it was bad, so that was good because we weren't talking at that time, so she wasn't really my friend at that time, and she thought it was good, so encouragement for me. But we're chill now, we're cool. She's like a sister to me. So yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I hope to make a video soon for you guys. Okay, I think that's it, and I would keep talking, but now I'm just rambling about nonsense.